When did the family who called you a monster come crawling back for help? My daughter came home from school last month crying because her math teacher, Mrs. Malkova, had humiliated her in front of the whole class. Emma's dyslexic and struggles with numbers getting jumbled. When she couldn't solve a problem at the board, Malkova said loud enough for everyone to hear, "Maybe if your father actually cared about your education, instead of enabling your laziness." I marched into that school the next morning demanding a meeting. Malkova sat there with her arms crossed, telling me Emma just needed to apply herself more, and that some parents coddle their children's weaknesses instead of pushing them to overcome obstacles. The principal nodded along like Malkova was making perfect sense. When I mentioned Emma's diagnosed learning disability and requested accommodations, Malkova actually rolled her eyes. These days, every parent wants their child to be special. Back in my day, we just called it being slow. She refused to modify assignments or provide extra time. The principal backed her completely. Emma's grades tanked. She started having panic attacks before math class. Other kids began calling her stupid because Malkova would sigh dramatically whenever Emma asked questions. My own sister sided with the teacher. Maybe Emma does need to toughen up. The real world won't make accommodations. My mother said I was turning Emma into a victim by fighting the school. The worst was at Emma's birthday party. My sister-in-law, a teacher herself, announced in front of all the other parents that some children just aren't academically gifted while staring directly at Emma. Pushing them beyond their natural abilities is actually cruel. Monster was the word she used to describe parents like me. I spent $3,000 on a private educational assessment that confirmed Emma's dyslexia and recommended specific teaching methods. Malkova threw the report in the trash during our meeting. I don't need some fancy doctor telling me how to teach. I've been doing this for 30 years. The principal said they couldn't force teachers to use unproven methods. Emma stopped doing homework altogether. She'd sit at the kitchen table crying over math worksheets that might as well have been written in hieroglyphics. I hired a tutor, bought special workbooks, tried everything. My family called it throwing money at the problem and said I was enabling Emma's victim mentality. Then the state education audit happened. Turns out someone had been filing disability discrimination complaints against the district for 2 years. The investigators found Malkova had been systematically denying accommodations to dozens of special needs students. The district faced a federal lawsuit and potential loss of funding. Malkova got fired. The principal got transferred. The district settled for $2.8 million and implemented mandatory disability awareness training. Emma tested into the gifted program this year with proper accommodation. My phone started ringing immediately after the news broke. My sister, "I always knew that teacher was wrong about Emma. We should celebrate." My mother, "I was so worried about Emma's self-esteem this whole time. Thank goodness you fought for her." My sister-in-law, "I hope you know I never doubted Emma's intelligence." They all wanted to take credit for supporting Emma through her struggle. My sister even suggested we use some of the settlement money for a family vacation since we all suffered through this together. I looked at them gathering in my living room, the same people who called me a monster for advocating for my dyslexic daughter. "You're absolutely right," I said. "Monsters don't share settlement money with people who called their daughter stupid." The check goes directly into Emma's college fund, every penny of it. My sister tried one last guilt trip. "Family should help family through hard times." I smiled. "Emma is my family. You people are just DNA donors who spent a year calling a dyslexic child lazy. They haven't contacted us since Emma made honor roll. Turns out monsters make excellent advocates.